We are back in 5, 4.
Now, here's Mr. Midnight, Jack Darrow!
Oh, good evening, Night Owls, and thank you for allowing me into your living rooms once again. Well, Night Owls, we've got a heck of a show in store for you tonight, and I'm very excited for you to see it all unfold before your very eyes. I really hope you love it. Gosh, I hope you love it. Please love it. Love it. I'm trying to host a nationally syndicated talk show.
And I'm trying to help you keep it on the air.
We all know how important it is to keep our sponsors and affiliates happy, but in my humble opinion, there is only one person who really matters in this whole darn crazy business. And that is you, our viewer.
You're meddling with things you don't understand.
Whoa! Now, as you know, here on Night Owls, we think it's very important to keep an open mind. Please welcome Dr. June Ross Mitchell and Lily, the young subject of the book, Conversations with the Devil.
I really don't think it's a good idea, Jack. She's becoming more unpredictable.
That's a good thing. That's why we still do live TV. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay tuned for a live television first as we attempt to commune with the devil.
Lily, can you hear me?
Good to see you again, Jack.
Lily, return to me.
This isn't about ratings anymore.
No one's going anywhere.
How could you let it happen, Jack? How could you let it happen?
Please be warned, anyone with young children in the room. What you're about to see
You okay, Jack?
is profoundly disturbing and shocking.
You get out there, Mr. Midnight. And you knock him dead.
Films I'm finally seeing, one a day all June long, and then after, if you're asking, yes, I'll be podcasting. 'Cause movie month's back, and I'll be the man, to watch and podcast all month long. Yeah, movie month's back. 30 straight days again, and I hope each day you come along. Please come along, don't just stay here for this song, 'cause it's movie month time, this is a movie month. Ooh, 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 honey, it's movie month time, yeah, this is a movie month. Ooh, 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 honey, it's movie month time, yeah, this is a movie month. Ooh, 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 please listen to me as I talk movies.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. I'm going outside. It's early. This is early. Yesterday, I don't think I got the movie done and recorded until close to 11. It was pretty late because I watched two versions of one movie. But today, I only watched one version of one movie, and I did it bright and early. Today. It is June 19th. It is a holiday. It is Juneteenth. I do have today off from work. And this morning, I still, even if I had work today, I still would have got today's movie done before the work day started, because if this was a normal day, I wouldn't be starting work for another 6 minutes. Now, I'd be late for work, but I work from home. So what I would do is just work 10, 20 minutes later, and that would even make up for it. I would bank time. I'd be very impressive to my bosses. But today's the day I have a day off completely. But I wanted to just get up early and watch the movie, and then kind of enjoy the day. I'm going swimming today. I probably mentioned I joined a gym specifically for the pool for my wife with her back surgery. Today is her first day getting back in the pool. But I have to tell you something. I thought, well, she can't quite, bend over and like change, or, she still has, her range of movement isn't fully there yet, and nor should it be. She shouldn't overdo it. She's doing very good. So I thought, it would be nice. We could bring a guest swimmer. And today's guest swimmer is my mother-in-law. Yes, I made the decision to invite my mother-in-law to come swimming, so she can help with my wife in the locker room. Now, we'll see, because when I go swimming, I put a snorkel on, I put goggles on, I put earplugs in, and I am shut off from the world for an hour. I don't think that's going to be the case today. I don't think I'm going to be swimming the full hour, but I'm going to try to still stick my head underwater and remain there for as long as I can to get my exercise in, get my swimming in. But, bringing your mother-in-law swimming isn't scary. But you know what is scary? Today's movie. Yes, it is June 19th, which means for the 19th day in a row. I can't believe it's already day 19. The 19th day in a row, I watched a movie I've never seen before, and I'm here podcasting it to you, the world. I shudder to think that there's only 11 days left, including today. There's only 10 days left after today. That's how math works, folks. Yes, I shudder to think. Was I subtle enough? Today, folks, I signed up for a free week of Shudder, which means that I'm going to cancel that free week of Shudder, and in doing so, saw today's movie completely free. Thank you to the good, fine folks of Shudder and their free week. I hope I'm not guaranteed to pay for the first month. Even if I did, it's worth it because of today's movie. I think the price of renting the movie was $1 less than a price of Shudder for the month. But I've never signed up for Shudder before. I knew people. I worked with people who did, who use Shudder, and it's a streamer. It is a horror streamer, and I always thought that would be too pigeonholed, too like direct. I don't need a one genre, or as Alex Trebek used to say, genre. I don't need another streamer, first of all. But this was the place to get this movie, and I did this specifically for this movie. I didn't stumble upon this movie. I didn't, say, oh, what's on Shudder today, and let me find something. Nope. Today, I specifically signed up for Shudder so that I could watch Late Night with the Devil. I saw trailers for this movie a while ago, and I liked the concept. It had that... It sort of felt like found footage, but not really. But it was sort of, because I'm guessing this was never... Well, no, it aired live, quote unquote, in the during the time it was on. But it's kind of a... It has that found footage feeling, because a lot of what you're seeing is with the idea that the camera is there. The idea of found footage is someone's filming something, it's later found, and oh my God, this is crazy. This is something was filmed, something aired on television. We found the original tapes from the 70s, and here is the presentation of what we saw uncut, even though it was intertwined with regular kind of dramatic moments where there wouldn't be a camera there. So it goes back and forth between kind of a traditional movie and the found footage of an old television show that once aired in the 1970s. Exorcism movies have been around for as long as I've been alive, maybe even longer. I don't know. To me, it always comes back to The Exorcist. That's the gold standard. That's even in this movie, it was referenced. It is the gold standard of horror movies. It is the gold standard of exorcism movies, and it's also an incredible book. I read the book just last year, or was it the year before? Either way, ooh baby! It after years of watching the movie, reading the book, I wonder if I read the book first years ago, would I have been even like more scared? But anyway, it kind of everything pales in comparison to that. So it's like, well, what can you do that hasn't already been done? And my thinking is, you can't reinvent the idea of demon possession I mean, you could try, but instead of just reinventing it, it's almost like take what you know, take what you're familiar with, take what people kind of, they're almost come to expect, and make it, add your kind of original flair to it. And the way they did it with this is what this movie is about is a late night TV host, in the vein of The Tonight Show or a late night TV show host, in the 70s. So he's a guy he's a syndicated guy going up against Johnny Carson. And he has a parapsychologist, I think is what she is, bring a girl on stage for Sweeps Week. So it's really in the vein of ratings to kind of show that this girl might have a demon inside of her. And that's it. So do it on live TV for the late night TV viewing audience. That's the concept of this movie. Most of the movie that you watch is you watching an episode of this late night television show, but you get this whole backstory about this radio host who goes on to who gets tapped to do a late night TV show. He is also a guy who belongs to some sort of fancy men's group called The Grove that is mysterious. So that is going to come back to play. He marries a famous stage actress, maybe stage and screen, who later on passes away. You have a feeling that's going to come into play. It seemed like they bring in this woman to be the wife. Is she just there for 2 seconds? Now he's a TV show host, and he does pretty good. He's very successful. But down the line, the ratings start to slip. The advertisers and sponsors are, putting pressure on the network. And he realizes that Sweeps Week is coming up, and it is a big deal. So for a Halloween episode, it's a Monday night of Sweeps Weeks on Halloween, and the directors, it's funny, I read this. The directors are two brothers, Cameron and Colin Cairns. Cameron Cairns and Colin Cairns. They love alliteration in his family, but my wife and her 2 sisters, all their names start with the same letter, so they love alliteration too, but their last name doesn't. So, and their new last name doesn't, because of course, if you don't know, my brother is married to one of my wife's sisters. Yes, we're one big happy family. Where am I going with this? Oh, these directors said we picked it the 70s because we were looking for a Monday night during Sweeps Week, a Monday night where Halloween was on a Monday. And 1977 fit perfectly with that. I don't know if it was always the idea of the 70s. They could have done it at another time, but it added to the nostalgic feel of the way the film, the effect they put on the film, the filter kind of, you would say, the music, the interstitials, what do they call that? The signs, the cards, welcome back, everything had that feel of 70s, the decor. So that was really kind of just a cool, it added to the atmosphere of, this is something from another time. Of course we never saw this. We don't remember the show. It wasn't a big deal around here. It gives it the kind of the realistic feeling too that, oh, maybe this was a show in the 70s. I don't know if that's me just reading into it. I think the one thing that some people complained about is some of the cards or some of the, I don't know if it's some of the, not the scenes that were shot in the movie, but sometimes they showed pictures of things, and I think some of that was done with AI, and I think people whined about that or complained about that. And I shouldn't say whined. People, just they were critical of that. And it's funny, if I didn't know it, I'm not sure I would have noticed it, but knowing it going in, I looked at something and thought, ooh, that looks AI-driven. But, it's not like the film was written in AI or shot in AI and, shot by AI and actors were AI. No, we're still a couple of ways away from AI taking over all the films from us. We still have the creative bone in our bodies, ladies and gentlemen. So this guy wants to do a spooky Halloween night. He brings a psychic on at the beginning, and he brings a skeptic on. The psychic does all the normal psychic things where he's not quite right, but he gets there. But then he has some major breakthrough. He brings, and he starts, his eyes roll back, his nose bleed. He mentions the nickname to the host's dead wife. There's a skeptic there who's based on a real-life skeptic, the amazing Randy, who I've heard Howard Stern talk about. He was a guy who was a skeptic to all these psychics, always had he had a check. If you could prove him, wrong, he would give you the check for 10 grand, 100 grand, whatever it is. And of course he never did. He never had to. And this guy is basically playing that. He's almost the villain of the movie because you want to believe, and he's very pompous, but you feel like he has a point up until a point. So he's there. The psychic, he's debunking the psychic. Then the psychic, you can see him getting gradually sicker and sicker. He throws up all this black goo. The guy still doesn't believe it. We find out later that the psychic on the way to the hospital dies. While that's going on, he brings on their next guest. Now, they have a singer that they don't want to bump her to the next episode, but they do. They only show a picture of her, this woman who she's going to be playing us out with a song. Instead, they bring on this parapsychologist and this girl. This girl is part of this satanic cult that it felt like it was based on the Church of Satan. Is that Antoine Duvet? Did I make that up? Something like that. And also Waco, because they burned themselves up. It was a cult, and they talk about human sacrifice. And this girl was taken away and studied by this teacher, this doctor, who also became her guardian. And that's the woman who comes on the show and brings on Lily. We just know her as Lily. I don't know who this actress is at all. Let me look up her name really quick. She was fantastic. Where the hell? Okay, here we go. Lily was played by Ingrid Torelli. It's a kid. I mean, I don't know anything about her. 5 Bedrooms, Force of Future, Bloom. Nope, I don't know any of these shows or anything she's been in. Breathe, is that a movie? I don't know. But she was so good in this. And she just played this innocent girl when she turned slowly and looked right in the camera, and she's smiling, and the way she talks, it's almost like an empty vessel speaking. I don't know. It's just so well done. And the host, the guy I recognize from multiple movies and stuff, his name is David. He doesn't pronounce it that way. He just pronounces it David. David Maelshin. I know I'm getting that wrong. But I've seen, he was in Dune. He was in Oppenheimer. Yes, that's right. I've seen him many times. He was in The Suicide Squad, Late Night with the Devil. He's just been in a bunch of things. Heck, was he in Lost? I think he was in Lost, too. That might have been the last time that I saw him. Ooh, he's in other movies that I'll definitely be seeing someday for movie month. Oh, my God. I just saw a movie that I thought, wait a second, I wanted to do that. Maybe I will. How many scary movies can I do? I say as many as I want. So he played the host. Really a good job with that. So we get we're going to actually try to commune with the demon live. And, we see everything. Everything's happening. The girl's face changes. We see a little shot of a demon. She levitates. And even the skeptic goes, well, this is garbage. I'm going to show you what happened. I'm going to show you what really happened. And he then takes the co-host, the Andy Richter, the Ed McMahon, up on stage, and he shows them he says, I'm going to interview you now. And you're afraid of worms, aren't you? He goes, yes, I am. He goes, all right, I'm going to show you something now that's going to freak you out. And he makes him believe that he has ants inside. Not ants, worms. He has worms inside his body. He rips his stomach open and worms come out. And he pulls worms out of his face, and it's all this gross stuff. And not only is he seeing it, but we're seeing it. The hosts are seeing it. Everyone's freaking out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then, clap, he hypnotized. Not only did he hypnotize the guy who thought it was worms, he hypnotized everyone, including us, the viewers, meaning that what we saw was a mass hypnosis. and made everyone believe. And he goes, let's play back the actual film. And they show the video, and the guy's completely fine. He's pulling at his skin. There's nothing. There's no worms, nothing. And he's saying that's what happened with all of us. What that woman did and that girl did, exploiting that girl, all they were doing was hypnotizing everyone who saw what we saw, and who saw, what they thought was a demon possession and someone levitating. And they're like, oh, really? Let's play back. Then the girl goes, let's play back the footage from me. They play back the footage, and everything's exactly the same. Everything is, shows that she's a demon or that she's possessed. Nothing looks fake. But then we see a little flash, and the host is like, wait, play that back. And you play a little frame, and you see the ghost of his wife standing there. And it's like, oh my God, it's freaking out. Now the girl also called out. She goes, like, she was very crass about the fact that I guess this doctor and this co-host were having some sort of an affair. It seemed like too, and it's like you're glad your wife is out of the way, and now you can have. You can copulate. I know she said it much worse with the doctor. Like, you stop that right now. So after the shot of them, realizing that she said, I didn't hypnotize you, and the skeptic's like, there's got to be something about this. Finally, I forget when it happens, but like the show's about to end. They're about to go off the air, and the girl, the demon, kind of really starts freaking out. The light starts flashing. She gets connected to the electricity. Her head splits open. She takes the co-host, twists his head, takes the doctor, levitates her, basically slices her throat open, takes the skeptic, and he's like, he pulls out the check. She's like, nope, burns him to flames, and then the host gets shot back, but he lives. And then I think, oh my God, the producer, who was really great in this, like this old 70s producer, pulls him out and says, let's get out of here. But then we get this weird dreamy scene where he, like, the host starts going back through the history of his kind of time with the show. He sees all these weird people dressed up, and you realize they're the same people from the Grove. So there's also this kind of thing that this Grove group, is not quite, there's something with them. They might be like a cult. They might have been like, a demon, satanic something. And it seems like he made a deal with them, because he goes through all this stuff. Then he opens a room, and he sees his wife lying there sick in bed. And she's like, you and your Grove, you did this. He goes, I didn't know. This wasn't part of the deal. So it seems like he made a deal with the devil at some point. And the cost of the deal was his wife dying. I read somewhere that it says, if like in folklore, the deal with the devil is 7 years later they take your soul, and they said he met his wife in 1969, and then, or something like that, and then 7 years later his wife died. So that was a cool little. I may have had the years wrong, but it was a cool kind of. It's not a coincidence, I assume it was done on purpose. Well done. So there's this dagger that they've been showing the whole time. That part of the occult, and the dagger was in the studio, and I was like, uh-oh, that dagger's coming back. That's I don't trust it. Chekhov's dagger. So in the dream or whatever, the wife was like, please, you know what to do. Please stop the suffering. So he takes the blade and he stabs his wife. Then we cut away, and he's stabbing the girl. So I'm trying to figure out. First I thought, oh my God, this is what I wanted. They stab the girl. They back away, and you see all the dead people lying there. But you see the host with his head backwards. You see the doctor, the co-host with the head twisted, the doctor dead on the ground. And then you do see the skeptic burnt up. I thought maybe the skeptic wouldn't be burnt up. They'd back away, and then you'd see this footage. Maybe they'd call it evidence. I don't know. And it shows him killing the girl, because that didn't happen, killing the doctor, killing the co-host, killing the skeptic. I thought it was going to be him doing all of it. But I guess it was, quote unquote, real. Like the demon did happen. Maybe he killed the kid and stopped the demon. But that, I feel like the demon stuff did happen. So that wasn't just all in our heads. It was what we saw. We weren't hip. And if we did Right? Is it mass hypnosis or do we see it? Oh, I don't know. No, I'd like to think we did see it, but I don't know. Maybe he did kill them all. Ooh, I want to watch that. Maybe I won't get rid of Shudder right away. I want to find out more about that. So there's that thought. Is what we saw just him killing everyone, and that's kind of his suffering? He was kind of, his mind cracked, and he thought he was seeing all this, and we thought it with him. Ooh, that is the cooler thing, and maybe it did happen. I'd have to re-examine the last scene, but it looked to me, and we didn't see it. I would have loved to see like footage, like grainy footage of him doing all the killing, but it seems to me like the demon stuff did happen because unless of course they were all hypnotized, like the skeptic said. Ooh, so cool, so well done. Just a small movie, you know. They had special effects, they had digital effects, they had AI effects, but not effects, but you know what I mean. It was a small movie. It seemed like it was made for Shudder in the U.S., but it's an IFC film. And if you don't know, IFC is the Independent Film Channel. IFC holds a special place in my heart, mainly because years ago, my wife and I got DirecTV. We decided to get rid of cable and switch. This was before high-speed internet, so I had it wasn't high-speed, but it was like, you plug it in. I forget what it's called. Was it called ISDN or something like that, or some sort of high speed, but not through broadband cable, through like Etherlink or Earthlink or something. Anyway, it was different. It was separate from TV. So we got rid of cable and got DirecTV. And one of the channels that you got on DirecTV was IFC. At the same time, I was taking the train to work every single day. So nowadays, you'd go on your phone or your tablet, you'd get the app for IFC or Netflix, you'd download the show, and you'd watch it on your train. Well, this was back in the early 2000s, 2004, I'm going to say about. So what I would do is I got a DVD recorder. I would program it to record a movie at night. It would be burned onto a DVD. You'd have to go to the DVD. Then you'd have to hit like finalize DVD. Take the DVD out. Then I'd have one of those portable DVD players with the screen, and that's how I would watch movies and television on the trains before the advent of streaming, or when some people started doing BitTorrents. Before I realized, I'm going to get pinged by the cable company. I can download the next episode of Smallville. Fantastic. Before all that, to me, there was DVDs, DVD recording, and I remember recording movies off of IFC to watch on the train. So that IFC always holds a little place in my heart. I haven't watched it in a long time, but this was I guess, distributed or produced through IFC Films. The beginning has like 9 different production companies that keep popping up. Like you just think, wait, are we in the show now? Nope, there's another production company. But well worth it. I do suggest you check it out. Well, I've already spoiled the whole thing. But if you don't care about spoilers, I'd say check this movie out. But if you watched it, I wouldn't mind hearing what you think. You can tweet me or message me on any of the social media platforms. I'm talking Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Mastodon.social, Blue Sky. I think that's it. Wait a minute. Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Mastodon.social, Blue Sky, and I feel like there's another one. I always want to say another one. But anyway, it's Geek Mentality on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Mastodon.social. Twitter, Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, Mastodon.social. Yeah, I guess that's it. And on Letterboxd, you can find me there too. The Facebook page is Fans Not Experts. The YouTube channel is Fans Not Experts. The website is fansnotexperts.com. Today's movie, Late Night with the Devil. A lot of fun. Glad I watched it. Yeah, that's it. And it's still bright and early in the day. So I'm going to go start my day, which means, just put a podcast up, put my face on a poster, get ready to go swimming, go walk my dog. It's pretty much living the dream. All right, my friends, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for subscribing. I'll see you tomorrow. But until then, my friends, see, I'm trying to be a demon. Here is my theme song. This is my podcast. I made it. Geek Mentality's what I named it. And I think you should listen and subscribe. 'Cause I'm kinda funny and awesome.
handsome. I think that I'm worth your time, and I'm kinda handsome. My mom says, please listen and please subscribe. At least listen to this episode.
Fans not experts.